Hi traders, let's break down dollar CAD. Now we featured dollar CAD in our week ahead analysis video. The reason why we featured it is because we formed this really strong bearish engulfing candlestick on the weekly time frame, and that was something that was really kind of draw my attention to the price at the time. Now the reason also why I like that price as well is because it was a area where price had been in the past on the weekly chart. So you can see these two levels in here, or these two zones that developed. One was the highs back in March of 2023 where price came into. The other was the actual 2022 highs, and price came up into that level there. So really big turning points. The last time we came to this area here, we fell over 600 pips to the downside. When we came into this area here, we fell over 600 pips to the downside. So obviously, when price comes back to an area like this, I want to be considering what's going to happen next. Are we going to see another move to the downside, and where could price go to? So obviously, we have our resistance levels pointed in here from the higher time frame, this weekly time frame. So we need to plot some support levels, because if price is going to move from one level to the other, it could obviously come back to a level of support. Now, obviously, one of the big turning points in the market was down towards this zone right here, which is around about the 1.3130. Now what you can do is just grab some labels here just to kind of make it a little bit more visual for yourself. You can actually just pop a few level labels on here. So I know that there's resistance between sort of the 138.40 area and the 139.40. I know there's support down here at 131 and above. So another level of support would be down in this area, right? We can see that price obviously came into this point, found support and moved to the upside there. So again, I'm just going to grab a label price. We're just going to put a level on there, which is around about the 134 handle. Now, I then like to refine these levels. I like to go down to the daily and the 4 hour just to refine them a little bit better, because I like to see those sort of extreme points of support and resistance. So if I go to the daily chart here, I can see that I can narrow this one down. I can move it down towards that area there like that. So we can narrow it down. So I know that if price was to come back into this area here, it could be a very important support point. So that could be a point where I'm looking to target if we were to see that selling pressure come back into the market. If I go down to a 4 hour time frame, how can we refine it as well, where we can see that there's lots of support and resistance going around? Now, if you want to refine it down to this low, you can do. I'm going to leave this on the daily. Now, what you can do just to kind of add a little bit more kind of analysis in there is add a trend line. So I'm just going to add a couple in there. So I'm just highlighting these key swing lows through this zone through there, okay, because I know that they're key turning points in the market. So if price was to come down to this point of the zone, find some support, we could see some buying coming in as well as that lower part. But I know that it's important to watch this key zone just through there. So where am I going to find that resistance? Well, if I just take off this daily zone here, because we don't really need it anymore, we can see that price is reacting to that higher one. I want to look at areas where selling has took place, really aggressive selling. Now you can actually see we had aggressive selling coming in here, but then we had a little bit of a pullback, and then aggressive selling followed again. So I'm just going to highlight actually this sort of zone just through there. Now I can see that there was a bullish candlestick followed by a sort of a pin candle, like a very low ranging pin candle, then aggressive selling came in. So to me, that area there is of interest. I think price could come and retest that point as potential resistance. Going to the hourly time frame, how does that look? We can see, again, I can just kind of refine that a little bit more, because it's that sort of pin candle that I was just talking about through there. So if price comes up into the 138.30, I want to potentially be looking for an opportunity for sellers to drive back into the market. Now, set an alert there so that if price comes into that level there, we'll be alerted. We'll get a notification on our phone. If you've got MetaTrader 5 on your mobile phone as well, you'll be able to get a notification through to you. And that there is going to be our point of interest. Now, what's going to happen when price gets there? I want to look for key patterns at that point. So we can either go down to the 15-minute time frame, or we can go to the 5-minute time frame. But essentially, there's one thing I'm going to be looking for when price gets into that area there, and it's going to be either a double top pattern for a potential move down, or it's going to be inverse head and shoulders for an opportunity. Now this one actually yields quite a lot of in terms of risk to reward ratio. If we look at this here, we can see that key support is all the way down towards 134.40. so if we were to have, so let's just say in theory we could probably get away with a 30 pip stop if we were to see the right conditions form. Then there is a 300 pip drop to have out of this, so that's a nice 10 to 1 return potentially. Obviously as well, you want to be looking at your other turning points in the market. If we look at this 4-hour time frame and just zoom back out, sorry, so I can just copy these levels from down here, we can see there's obviously support down through here as well. So we can look for first targets being this key swing low down through here. Secondary targets, I'm looking for a potential move down towards this zone through there. Okay, so keep an eye on dollar CAD. We are approaching a key level of resistance in here. This was pointed out in the week ahead analysis video, and we're looking to see if dollar weakness can come in here. More importantly, can CAD strength jump back in? We're seeing a little bit of CAD weakness at the moment, and if it does, can we see a move to the downside there? Thanks for watching this video update. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to see more, and I'll catch you in the next video.